What's up, everybody? LEADFARMER 73 here. I said, you know what? I'm always running late. I got to give y'all something to look at. As usual, I'm behind. So, let's get this started. How's everybody doing tonight? Bring you out here. It's good to see everybody in the greenhouse lounge. Sorry for that, but I think that's a little bit more relaxing than just sitting around watching that thing toggle around. What's going on, everybody? It's good to see everybody and scoot this back because we're going to be doing some jumbling around tonight because I want to get right into it. I want to say hey to everybody. And before we get started, I want to say guava. Welcome, everybody, to the Greenhouse Lounge. Thank you for coming. I hope we all figure something out with this one because we all need this information. Yes, I've been going on constantly, and I'm doing it because we all need this information. Don't just wait on me to give you information. We waiting on information from each other down in that comment section too. So, guava. Those icky poo puppies. Ooh. All right, let's get it. Yeah, I saw a preview on the movie coming out. So I had to dig her out, wash her out and everything. Because I was like, you know what? That movie about to be out in a minute. So might as well. I'll go see it. Hey, everybody. Now, I was looking for this one mug. I couldn't find it. That had to do everything with tonight. Listen. We're going to talk about staying warm. Staying warm in the months to come. Let me see. Mr. Heater Buddy used 20-pound propane tank. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But what we're going to do, I also want to touch on more practical. We're gonna go a little bit of both ways, okay? And when I say that is because some of us are overthinking preparedness. We're overthinking it when we should be keeping it simple. Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing in the Greenhouse Lounge? Everybody just came in. Thank you, Tandy X. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hey, Game Nerd Mom. Hey, Brit Mai. What is Brit Mai? What is you doing? Okay, got you. We're overthinking this whole thing. I get a lot of comments, and listen, I promise you, I'm not being funny. Hey, Frugal Nurse. There go my sister. What's up? I'm not being funny when you give me some super overly complex way to stay warm or start a fire or fuel. I'm not brushing you off. It's a lot of people. For instance, the gasifier. I get that a lot. I've made a gasifier. Actually, you have made a gasifier too, and you just didn't even know it. When you're barbecuing or you got a good fire pit rolling, and that smoke is coming out of the end of one of those logs, that is fuel. That white smoke in that dense hot fire, you got a nice big log coming out and smoke is coming out of that. That's actually combustible. Okay, hey, and full barbecue. So my point is everybody is not going to go through all of the antics to build a gasifier in an emergency. Now, if it get to the point where, yeah, it's either try to build one or we ain't gonna make it, I get it. We're not there yet. So, as far as fuel goes, trying to stay warm or anything else, as far as fuel, hey, mama, daughter, sister, So we stayed warm in the winter in Cleveland, Ohio with blankets, plastic on the windows, extra clothes, blankets, and the kids would sleep in the same bed. Amen. That's where we're going. That's exactly where we're going. We're overthinking survival. We've become so technologically advanced and technologically dependent that we're forgetting about our own humanity, our own simplistic things that kept us alive for thousands, if not millions of years. We're forgetting that. So I keep getting answers like, hey, let's build a gasifier, and hey, propane. That stuff works. It does. But you can only get the reason, okay, let me start here. Everybody say, hey, why not propane, Led? Why don't you ever boost up propane? Why don't you get the dual fuel generators? I don't, because anywhere you go, you step outside your house, you step right outside your house, you found gasoline station, right? Thank you, Rose Jackson. Say, hey, Led, thanks for all the jewels. Thank you so much. Thank you. You step outside your house, you find, all right, Maria Evans, you find gasoline stations. Either gas or diesel. You can throw a rock and find a gas or a diesel station. All gas stations don't have propane. All stores don't have propane. When you go looking for propane, you literally have to look up places that sell propane. And if you get there, you gotta actually, that's now, while things are still okay. You actually gotta hope that they have propane even though they sell it. So that's why I don't do that. Because if it's an emergency, it's an emergency. Number one. Number two, you got to think about this. In an emergency, if the lights go out, the lights control the pumps. The electricity controls the pumps. I don't know why that always go over folks' head, because they get on me. Oh, but propane is better. It don't even matter. That's why I don't keep promoting gas. I don't keep promoting propane. I don't promote diesel, biofuel. I don't keep promoting that because it's hard to come up on in a grid down situation. Grid down situation, whatever you got stored up, that's pretty much going to be it. So with that being said, how much space did you take up trying to hoard gasoline, propane, diesel fuel? How much space did you take up where you could have been storing food instead, or equipment instead, supplies instead? I don't solely depend on that stuff. That's why I've been pushing solar so hard. I've been pushing solar is because it's replenishable. Even on the worst, cloudiest days, it's replenishable and it's free. Okay? So that's why I've been doing that so much. So I'm not getting on nobody to want to go propane, all of that. That's not me. I'm bare necessity. And I brought an example tonight too. So, staying warm. I got a couple of things that I bought just for this occasion because everybody keep asking me about it. So who's interested in, dang, I can't believe I forgot the most major thing. We got to go get it. I went all the way out there. That's what took me so long. And I forgot it. So, okay. Solar power. Y'all got to go with me. You down? You down for a field trip? I forgot an example. We got to go. We got to go. Field trip, kids. Got your permission slip signed? Let's go. Sorry about this. Come on, children. Come on. Bobby, hold Jennifer's hand. Let me watch my... Okay. Everybody watch your step. I came all the way out here. Now, I might start breaking up because of this. I did all of this just to forget exactly what I'm out here for. Let's see. Oh, well, nope. Emergency drawer. That's one. Here it is. Did all of that for nothing. All right. Come along, children. Back on the bus. Back on the bus. Hold your hands. Hold your hands. Oh, this ain't even the one, though. It's going to have to do. It's going to have to do. Come along, children. Jennifer. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Bobby, get your finger out of your nose. Oh, my God. Where's Bradley? Where is Bradley? He back there petting the monkeys. Okay. All right. The main example. Sorry about that, y'all. Had to go on a field trip. Because we're talking about solar. I keep hearing, what all can you do with solar to stay warm? I'm going to start out. I'm going to start out saying that is impractical. It's doable, but impractical. Okay. I will use, well, we'll leave that alone. If you have a heater, this heater takes 500 watts. 500 watts. Okay? When you cut this on, this is 500 watts. Most of us have mid-size portable generators like these. They're around the 700-ish, 500-ish, okay, watt mark. So how long, do the math, this, and trust me, this ain't stupid because some people don't get it. How long can you run this 500 watt heater on a 700 watt generator? 1 hour. 1 hour and some crumbs, okay? I would stop at that 1 hour. Now, the reason why I'm not going to say that that's stupid, because Lady Led and y'all changed my mind about refrigeration too. That 1 hour of that 500 watts of heat may be the difference between life and death for some people. See what I'm saying? So if it comes down to that, it's a good idea. If you're going to use up all of your 700 watts to save somebody's life from frostbite or save their appendages, fingers, hands, toes, if you're trying to save, it's worth burning your generator out, okay? You got to do a lot of weighing your priorities in that. Let me see. What about the heating pad under the blanket? We getting there, Can. Okay, so you gotta weigh your options, because if grandma is on a breathing machine and she need that juice, you know what I'm saying? Or that's keeping somebody's pump going, you gotta weigh it. Like, hey, you might have to lose some of them fingers, because, you know, then some people will be like, you know, grandma she lived a long, prosperous life. She had all us, right? Anybody? You gonna have to make some serious decisions, and everybody ain't gonna like this situation. If it pop off, it's gonna be decisions having to be made that you ain't gonna wanna have to make as head of household or the leader of whatever community or family that you are. You know, when you start having to pick, do we cut off this? I don't even like talking about it. That's how bad it is. But it's reality, and if you can't deal with that reality, you might be in some trouble. You're not going to be ready for this. Okay? So, this is possible, but impractical. So I went out and found something for all my solar lovers. All my solar lovers. Hey, Mississippi Girl Life. All my solar lovers, I went out and I found something for you. 500 watts. at the end of this video, I will be giving away one of these 250 watt heaters. Probably this one because it looks so pretty. 250 watts. I'm not going to tell you which one I give somebody until they get to your house, okay? I went out and found and was highly impressed. I've already opened them. Highly impressed with cool heaters. They only use 250 watts in a small space. This will last twice as long as this. So 250 watts, you know, you're looking at around 3 hours. Okay? And if you put that person, let's go here, in a small shelter. I have a really big home. If my lights went out, I would not be dwelling all around this house. So I brought this example. This is what I went out in the RV the first time to get. Like, I went to get the dang blanket and brought this back. Forgot these was out here. A little 2-man, 3-man, 4-man tent. I don't know the prices of them anymore, but they used to be like 20 bucks, 30 bucks. So if you set up, and they easy to set up, quick to set up, even little kids can set this up. It's only like 4 poles, slide them through the holes and prop it up, okay? So with a tent in a room inside your house, and something like this, and it has a safety feature underneath it. Wait, where is it? If this knocks over, it'll cut off, just like this one. This one, you can see it exposed. If that knocks over, it cuts off. It cuts all power. I'm going to put links to everything I'm doing here after the video, okay? So you set up a tent, and you hang on to this, and everybody can go to sleep at the same time, okay? It's not just war against man, right? When you're doing this, you doing war against nature. So the sleeping, you have to do in shifts. Who gonna take that first shift? One person could be watching this heater and the front and back door because you ain't got no power, so your security alarms are not working. See, people forget about that too. They be like, what about security? Oh, I got this system, I got that system, I got this system. Your system don't work worth a crap when the lights go out. Okay, so now all those cameras around your land that everybody keep talking about, all those cameras around your acreage, all those cameras on your home don't mean crap unless you have a closed circuit system. The closed circuit system means it's not going out to one of these big security systems. It's not powered by your wiring. If you have it hardwired into your solar system and it's a closed circuit system, you're good. But the people that keep going out to these security companies to have it done, or you buying one of those little doorbells or something, you might be in some trouble, okay? I'm just letting you know what I've been through. So I stopped getting those security systems just because of that. We getting there too, Herman. We getting there too. I'm just trying to get the solar out the way, okay? Because we about to get nitty gritty. Because everybody say, Laird, you always trying to show us prepping stuff expensive and this and that and everybody can't afford it. Well, we about to get grimy. And then you know what they're going to say? Man, ain't nobody chopping no wood, man. You know, I can't win. Hey, Julio, thank you for that. Say, what about motion sensor solar floodlights? We getting there too. We getting there too. So I'm gonna answer some questions. We gonna move on for a minute. Always make sure you have a battery operated carbon monoxide detector close by. Yes, that's a good one. Very, very good idea. That's what I was supposed to pick up from the store today. I can't believe you just reminded me of that. Okay. Hey, Environmental Coffee House, say you always win. Thank you so much. We love y'all too. Let me see. Hub sleeps nice, and I take my naps during the day. There you go. Switch it up. Mama, daughter, sister say, Led, tell the people these rolling blackouts knock out Wi-Fi and cell phones, please. You know what, mama, daughter, sister? You know why they know that already? Because I was doing a live the other day, and that was the 4-hour live. And the reason why it was 4 hours is because my power went out. My power went out for, I think, what was it, y'all, about 15, 20 minutes? Luckily, everybody waited, but, yep, Wi-Fi, everything went off. Everything. So if your power goes out, everything goes out. Okay? So let me see. Maybe if you can find a good deal, keep pile of those hand warmer packets. I'm going to say no. I'm not going to say don't get hand warmers. I'm not going to say don't get them. I'm going to say they're so expensive. You know what you can buy instead of hand warmers? Mittens. 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 I wouldn't waste my money on hand warmers. They only last for so long. And this is the only reason I would keep them. Remember this? That 1 hour to save somebody's appendages, their digits. That's the only reason I would keep hand warmers with me or purchase them. They're so expensive. Only reason. Other than that, mittens. You see why I didn't say finger gloves? How many northerners do I got in the house right now? Northerners? Anybody that deal with snow? It ain't even just got to be north. I know Kentucky, Tennessee, a little bit of North Carolina. So you ain't quite southern. You know, you on that line. How many people get snow? How many people get cold? So you understand Canada. You go without saying. You just put your flag up. You didn't even raise your hand, Canada. They was like, Canada. Canada. Throw it up gang signs. Canada. So, so you know, one of the worst things you can wear when you're trying to stay warm for real and you ain't trying to look cool or trying to look cute, if you put on finger gloves, you know good and well they gonna go cold real quick because you just literally separated your digits. You want to keep your digits together. You do not want to separate your digits. And I showed y'all this. Let me come over here. I showed y'all this in the thumbnail. With this the grimy pile over here. We coming over here next. Here we go. Okay. You do not want to have these. These are digit gloves. I don't care what they're made of. I've tried them all my entire life. I don't care how much they cost. I don't care how expensive they are. I ain't gonna say them expensive name ones that rich people wear. Your finger, you'll pull that glove off like this and come out like this. Your fingers is gonna be still in there after a long day of sledding, building snowmen, playing in the snow. Once you stop doing this, once you stop having to do this, and you like, oh, I'm good now. Come on, let's finish that snowball fight. They've been burning pins and needles in your fingertips for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. After a while, you don't feel them no more. Like, oh, let's finish playing. Let's finish doing this. Let's finish whatever activity it is you're doing. You will pull these gloves off. And when you pull this glove off, you hand this to the doctor when you show him your nub with all them black crumbs on the top. They will be useless. Mittens keep your fingers together. You want to keep your skin together at all costs. You ball your fists up and you keep yourself close to your core center of your body. Okay, if you can, your feet and hands sit on your feet and your legs as well. All right, this is serious business. I know from experience, firsthand experience, that all of my people from New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Maine, Boston, Cleveland, Detroit, sometimes Atlanta, y'all know what I'm talking about. I could go on Colorado, Idaho, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not to be played with. Some of us is taking this cold stuff and we like, oh, the cold, it's going to be a cold winter. But some people have no idea what a cold winter is. And some of us Southerners, now I'm down in the South, okay? We've had some cold ones, but it only lasts for a day. It only lasts for a few days, a week tops. But up north, we have to deal with ice cold, sub-zero weather. Do you understand what 0 degrees feel like? Do you understand that? If you don't, now forget trying to think about what 0 degrees feel like. Now take that down about 15, 20 below 0. That's what we deal with. It's like a bad pregnancy. You understand? It's 9 months. Up north, we start snowing in October. Do you know how many times when I was a little bitty kid trick-or-treating and you got your costume on, but can't nobody see it under your triple fat goose and your Gore-Tex boots? Nobody know that you really Mickey Mouse or Snoopy because all they see is this piece. Because this part you look like Kenny from South Park because you got your hood on and you in a snowsuit like on A Christmas Story. Nobody know what you are unless you're going to like a Halloween party at the school or something where you can take your clothes off. But you still got to keep your boots on, your moon boots, if you ain't hip to moon boots. So that brings me to this, your footwear. These ain't gonna fly. Look, I had these so long, even the Nike signs fell off. I wore the whole Nike off of these joints right here. These ain't gonna work. I'm gonna say this to you, family, and this is from my heart, okay? From this day forward, you got flip-flops like this or you got your house shoes, don't wear these outside no more. From this minute forward, the weather is so unpredictable that if you get caught outside with these on, you are in trouble because, which is going to bring me to another point. I'm going to get to this right here. I had to write that down because I knew I was going to forget it. If your car breaks down, you need all of this equipment in your car as well, whether it's your solar power generator and one of these little heaters, because once your car breaks down, it's broke down. Your engine won't start. You can't run the heat. And even if you can run the heat, just say you got a flat tire. If you have just a flat tire, your engine is fine. If you keep your engine running, the carbon monoxide, you don't know how you parked in the road. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's behind you or close to your tailpipe. And it could be bouncing the muffler fumes right back into your car through the trunk and in there. You don't even know it. While you're waiting on the tow truck, you know how many tow truck drivers have found a person that called AAA or something and find them dead in the car because they fell asleep waiting on the tow truck driver? Okay, and maybe they was too close to a little snow embankment and them fumes come right up in that car and it'll take you out quick. 1 minute you sleepy, next minute you gonna actually see the Father. So don't leave your car running. If you gonna leave your car running, you just every good 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you got to get out and inspect it. Make sure ain't no because animals love staying warm too. They'll come up under your car. All kind of animals, beavers, raccoons, they'll come right up under the. How many people have ever started their cars? Unfortunately, I'm sorry for my cat lovers, and started your car, and you had a family of cats on your engine. They were there, but once you started your car, you know what I'm saying. Squirrels, rats, and cats will sleep right there on your engine block trying to stay warm because your engine block stays warm all night. So those same animals will get right close to that muffler and you don't know. Just cut the car off. When you cut the car off, we're going to move right into this. I was going to do this on the couch, but since we're here, you keep these in your car. You know why I say keep these in your car? They don't cost nothing. You know what this was? $5. Every holiday season, The first thing any store, I don't care where you like to shop, any store got these for $2, $5. What is they like 4x6 little throws, and people get them for gifts because you ain't have enough money to get them nothing else, or you just don't really like them that much. I got a bunch of these in all different flavors because I keep a few of them in my car just in case. Keep a few of them in the RV. Keep a few of them in the house, every room. They don't cost anything. And some of them ain't even been open. I pulled one out of the RV just now and I left it in there. That gray one, I don't know if you can see it in the dark. They don't cost anything, but they'll save your life. And see how fluffy this look, extra fluffy? This was thin as a slice of cheese when I first bought it. Once you wash him a few times, he fluff out. He get a little thick on you. He'll burn you up. Thank you, Alex Bones. Say keep a 2x4 in the trunk for getting for help with flats. For help with flats, like what? I thought you was gonna say to get you out of a snow embankment, because that's what I did use it for. Now, this is for my Southerners. A lot of us don't have these. I've had this for about 25 years. This is my Dickie coat, one of my Dickies, for 25 years. And I won't get rid of them. I got a triple fat goose up in the attic, probably filled with moths or something. Never get rid of your coats. This one I was a lot bigger. It'd probably be, I could fit Lady Led and me inside this, but don't get rid of this. This is good, solid material, nice and thick inside. Now, let's get right off into the cute factor. Kill that cute stuff. With the little high, ladies, with the little high jacket that only cover your ribs and stuff. That's ridiculous. Cut that out. Stop that. You need a real coat. If you can find a full-length coat to go over your legs too, get it. And let me back this up. Back to the cover and the blankets. If you looking for a nice, good, thick blanket, you know the best place to find them and the cheapest? The Goodwill. The Goodwill. Not the stores, the Goodwill. Because people, unfortunately, pass on and don't nobody want Mimon's old quilts. I got tons of them joints. They probably worth a fortune. Quilts. Don't nobody want Mimon's quilts because it's worthless to them. They don't have no idea what they're worth. You know? But all of those covers and those blankets, take them, get them, wash them thoroughly, and store them. You ain't got to put them on. Yeah, they ugly. You don't have to put them on your bed. They don't match nothing. That's not what they're for. They're for times like now. Long johns, if you can find them these days, go for it. That Mel, thank you for that, because that's my other one on my list. I need to start scratching some of this off because I was on this for weeks. Okay, got that. Now, Mel just said you make your own quilts. I have a friend here on YouTube. Anybody know Essie the Homesteader? Essie the Homesteader is the truth. Because that young lady makes everything you see her wear. From her jewelry, to her hats, to her dresses, to her clothing, to her bracelets, to her... I don't even know about her shoes half the time. She might be a little cobbler elf. Please go and check out Essie the Homesteader. E-S-I the Homesteader. Or it's Essie Crumpu. I can never spell that. Essie the Homesteader will come up. She knows how to sew, crochet, knit, make her own clothes. She designs her own clothes. So she also designs her own curtains, her own cover. If you do not know how to sew, you're missing out. Your boy know how to sew. Yeah, my dad was in the military, and that was part of his game. And if you think for 1 second, as hard as we had to patch holes up when we was younger. Miss Mama, daughter, sister in here, my moderator, she does the same. Crochet, knits, makes her own clothes as well. It's not just for girls, fellas. It's a survival tool. And that's what I used to think. I always saw my dad sewing on. He had an old sewing machine. I remember it was tan. What? I didn't get it. But I didn't take nothing from my dad. He was a monster. We never had holes. And my mom would sew stuff up. My mom was more, she would iron on them patches. Them jean patches. But my dad was sitting there on the sewing machine early in the morning, knocking out some holes in your knees. So we learned how to sew. My whole family, all my brothers and sisters, we know how to sew because we had to. Now it get to a point where once I met my wife and she saw some of the things that was made, she asked me who made them. I did. What is a sewing machine in here for? That's mine. Can you believe that? I was young. I was like a teenager almost. So go to Essie the Homesteader and she will, and matter of fact, go to Essie the Homesteader channel and she'll show you the truth, okay? Now, a couple of my videos, I brought out some of the things that I crocheted. I told the whole story why I learned how to crochet. Lady Lead had to teach me how to crochet for a reason, okay? Anyway, so there we go with that. Thank you for reminding me of that. All right? Oh, I got the tent. We moving on, y'all. It ain't going to be 4 hours tonight. Make sure you got socks. Oh, RSLV. You just, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You just reminded me exactly what I've been trying to remember all week. All week. All week, I've been trying to remember this. Thank you so much. Gotta close my door. I don't want Lady Lid. You making too much noise. Okay. Not only will I be sending a person one of these heaters, I will also be sending you 2 Mylar blankets. Okay? I'm going to be sending that person 2 Mylar blankets. I'm going to just pull one out. They thin as paper. But if you knew what they do, you'll understand. Okay? They don't cost nothing. Look, they're like aluminum foil. But they block the cold and hold in the heat. It's just the same stuff like you go ahead and waste one. It's just the same stuff like you trying to seal your food up. Just a Mylar blanket, a big giant 4x8 Mylar blanket. So I'm going to be sending you one of these, okay? Well, 2 of these. I'm going to pull 2 out just to put it with a heater so I don't forget. Okay? Now, one of the biggest things, and the person that keep asking me about the fireplace, we're going to get right on that right now since we're there. The fireplace. If you're lucky enough or blessed enough to have a wood-burning fireplace in your home, my friend that keep asking me about the fireplace, the reason why I just didn't spit that out is because that's very dangerous. You just don't have a fireplace and just light it. Where I'm from, people die, a lot of people die every year. Every year because they don't know what they're doing. They figure, I got a fireplace and I'm going to put some wood in it. I'm going to burn it and we're going to be warm. And, singing around the Christmas tree. No, people die from that because they don't know what they're doing. When you got a fireplace, you got to have the proper tools. Right? You have fireplace tools. Don't be trying to go in there with your little tongs for ice or tongs for to flip a burger. You need them joints to be about 4 or 5 feet long so you can be away from that fire, because once it start popping, it might miss you. You did the Matrix on one of them hot coals, but it just jumped on Granddaddy's blanket and set us all on fire. It happens that quick. Okay, so I got tools at this fireplace. I got tools in my garage for my wood burning stove. You got to have a fireplace screen, not no little cutesy pootsy one like for gas, because another mistake people make, they put gas equipment on a wood burning fireplace. It's not to be trying to protect. That glass and stuff for the gas fireplace is not rated to be holding back no wood burning. That's for that little flame coming out of that pipe under that fake log to look cute. That stuff ain't even rated for that. And next thing you know, that glass will shatter. And then the coals will pop out. It will be an explosion if you've never seen that before. Okay? All my northerners know exactly what I'm talking about, because if we haven't done it, we all know somebody that was foolish enough to try to do that and saw that or heard of it happening to somebody close to us. It's not a myth. Proper equipment, proper wood. You can burn any kind of wood in there, but here's the problem with that. If you start burning any old kind of wood in your fireplace, you don't know what kind of fume, you don't know what kind of wood it is. Some of this natural wood lets off toxins. You don't know. If you got your kids collecting wood out and y'all having a good fall day, some of that wood that your child collected, it's okay now, but if it's not seasoned properly, or if it's the wrong kind of wood, you will, and once it get hot in the fire, it's going to let off toxic gas, and it has the potential of slipping into the house with you. People don't be thinking about this stuff. If some of my northerners know this, because we live on that. Those toxins will come in your house. You'll be okay. You may be okay, but your kids upstairs sleep may get sick or worse because the fumes went upstairs. They bypassed you because you might have your ceiling fan on, went straight upstairs and made somebody upstairs sick. Okay? That's another thing. That's why I save fireplace for last. Another thing about fireplaces, if you have not had your fireplace inspected, do not use it. Don't use it. Your fireplace can have nicks, cuts, dents, holes, everything in it, animals living in it. And if something went up there, it don't necessarily got to come from the top. If a rat went up in there and built a nest and that catch on fire, that's going to come down. It's going to be a mess. Or it's going to keep all that smoke and bellowing to your house. You don't want that. Please, yes, a chimney sweep is still a thing. It wasn't just on Mary Poppins, okay? Chimney sweeps still exist. Have your chimney and fireplace thoroughly inspected by a certified professional. No, do not go off and buy one of those little weird chemical logs and they say it clean all the creosote and stuff out. No, don't do that. Go get a certified chimney sweep and fireplace person to inspect your fireplace. That's right, because if they do even find animals up there, now you have to go find an exterminator. Deal with that stuff, because you don't want this to blow up in your face, literally, okay? So have them do it. And plus, if you go up there trying to sweep your own chimney, you gonna mess up all your furniture, rug, carpet. Ask me how I know. Carpet, furniture, I don't care how good you think you taped it up. You didn't, because you're not a professional chimney sweep. You a dude with a house with a chimney in it, and you gonna clean it yourself. Now, I'm not saying those little logs that's supposed to sweep the chimney don't work, because they do. After you've had it inspected, cleaned, and repaired properly, those are just to maintain. Those little logs, you're supposed to clean the chimney, are just to maintain your fireplace and chimney. They are not there to magically go up there and sweep and scrape that crap down and put it in a little bag for you. No. Thank you so much, the Bougie Farmer said, always bringing a logical perspective. Thank you. You know what? Because I lived half of this stuff. I'm not talking out of something I seen on TV. I lived through this stuff. So that's I can't stress that enough. If you have not had that chimney inspected, or you haven't been, even if you have been using your chimney for years and it's just fine, when is the last time you've had it cleaned? Because that creosote is a living bomb up in that tube. That tube will start out like that. That flue will start out about that big around. That creosote will keep building and keep building until it choke your stuff off, until all of it start crumbling, and that one good flame catch on them, that creosote, and it come down, that whole chimney stack is on fire. Trust and believe me, I know that. Okay? So, that brings us, I guess we about rolled it on now, didn't we? Oh, prepare to walk, got that. Be dress and fill your car with material and clothing to prepare to walk. Because sometimes you may have to be like, look, help ain't coming. What I tell y'all the other day, help might not be coming for you. And it's a lot of storms that the storm is so bad they can't even get to you. Okay? So, now I got one more for you. One more to help you. Okay? If you do use a small heater at very low wattage, like the one I'm showing you here, okay? If you do use small heaters and you have it in a small area like a single room or a tent, I'm going to show you how to increase your heat. Say, now look, I'm going to turn a 250 watt heater into a 500 watt heater. That's why I be like, don't worry about these. We don't do hand warmers. I don't rely on that because they wear off, and then what you going to do? Thank you, C. Holmes. I'm going to show you how to turn a 250 watt heater, where you can run this for about 3 hours on this Blue Eddy EB70, into a 500 watt heater like this. I'm going to show you. We're going to do some turning. I told you we're going to do some turning around, okay? I think we got enough battery juice for now. So I'm going to turn you around. Now it's time to skip over to this side of the room. All right. Now, I have something here that everybody needs in a time like this. You're going to need, number one, get you a good axe. I don't care where you get it from. I don't care how long you got it. I've had this one for, look how busted he is. I've had this axe probably 25, how old is my son? 28 years I've had this axe. And this is like from, it was a Coleman, I believe. Yep, Coleman. I got this from Myers back home where I'm from. Hey, KS, how you do? Thank you, Environmental Coffee House. Thank you so much. Wood. If you have not been stocking up wood, I brought this in because this is what I use for my rocket stove. This used to be those big, huge planks of wood y'all saw me throwing this summer, and I was splitting it. That was the first split. Let them dry out a little while, and now you keep splitting them. Keep splitting them. They're so dry now that I could split them right here with little to no effort. And I'm going to show you. We're going to do this real quick. She about to trip too. You don't got to do no He-Man stuff, okay? This all you do. See that? You ain't got to go doing no He-Man stuff. I did that stuff for the video. You break it in half. You break it to the size you need it to be. But what you want to do is store your wood away somewhere dry. Put a tarp over it. Put it in your garage. Put it under a shed, something. Lift it off the ground. You want to store wood. People say, well, I don't have wood in my backyard. This wood didn't come from my yard. This wood was given to me by neighbors down the road. The tree trimmers was like, I asked them, can I have that wood? They was like, yeah. I said, don't grind them up. Bring them to me whole. I want some whole and some wood chips. That's what that was. So now I got a yard full of seasoned wood. So when it get hot, when it get cold, I can just go out there and grab my wood and bring it in the house. That is what you need. Or even if you outside and you have to keep this wood, you got to get your little fire pit going. Wood is everywhere. Wood is everywhere, and people put it out on the street. It's in the parks. Ain't nobody, I promise you, ain't nobody gonna shoot you or call the cops if you taking their wood that they trying to get rid of that the garbage man won't take. I promise. Hey, what you doing out there? I just thought this wood was free. Okay. Take all of it though. Take all of it or leave it alone. They want to get rid of the wood. Okay? You know what? I'm going to say I don't use pallets unless I know exactly where they're from. And the only reason I don't use pallets is because some of those pallets have so many chemicals that they're shipping on the pallets, oil, gas, all kind of strange stuff. And when they get in that fire, whatever fire, whether it's your fire pit, your fireplace, whatever, your rocket stove, the fumes from whatever chemicals spilled on those pallets come up and they get you. Okay, you don't know what some of those pallets have been soaked in stuff like formaldehyde to keep them as strong as they are. People don't seem to be knowing that too much. Some of that wood that's being used, like train track ties and pallets, some pallets are soaked in certain chemicals to keep the rigidity that strong. Think about this: pallets pick up thousands, hundreds, or thousands of pounds worth of stuff with a forklift. You can't do that with just plain old pine. They have to infuse it with something. So they infuse it with some kind of chemicals. Next thing you know, that makes that wood stronger. Make the DNA of that strong lock together tighter so they can lift all of that up by just using cheap pine pallets. Nobody's going around using ebony wood pallets, right? Or pecan wood pallets. Or persimmon wood pallets. No, you can't. You see how much it costs for furniture. They're using pine and infuse a lot of it with certain chemicals to keep it strong, to make it stronger. So you just can't just go burning any old kind of pallets, especially if it's for safety purpose. You're trying to stay warm. Okay, just getting you there. Now, with the wood, we're gonna move right here. Remember, I was telling you about the shoes. Keep your feet warm. Your feet and your hands and your core warm at all times. Don't let nothing happen to this. You keep your hands and your body and your legs. Look at this. It's not manly, but you keep and you stay like this for as long as you can. The more you open and spread out like this, your blood, as it flows through your system, comes out, goes around, comes back this way. You are a living radiator. You are radiating heat. So while your body is spread out, radiating the heat, that's why you can always see steam coming off you when you're in snow climate. My northerners, you know what I'm talking about, even through your coat. You're radiating heat. You're losing heat. So when you see your breath or you see the smoke coming off your coat and you do this for a few minutes, you start getting a little cold, your heat left and it's being cooled off like summertime. This is the human body working here. This is how we stay cool. When you hot, you open up, don't you? You spread out so you can radiate and let cool air. That's why we have fans. You start getting hot, you open up, take your clothes off, and let your hot blood cool off from the fan, because the fan is blowing on you, cooling your body, your blood down. It's your blood, just like your radiator fluid, your antifreeze. Your blood is like your antifreeze, okay? It's cooling your system back down. So you want to stay as tight as you can do. It's the opposite of the summertime. The more you do this, you lose heat. You stay in tight like this at all times. Okay. Keep your feet dry at all costs. I'm going to say this is going to be gross, but I mean what I mean. Have more socks than you have drawers. Have more socks than you have drawers and t-shirts. Nope, not t-shirts. T-shirts and drawers you keep the most of, okay? And the reason why I say that is because your feet loses the most heat out of your hands and your feet. Your feet gonna lose the most heat. Keep more t-shirts because your core this is the thing that's keeping you breathing. You keep your core hot and dry, and you keep your feet hot and dry. Your hands can take a beating because you know what? You can lose your hands and still live and get away. You lose your feet, killed your mobility. Once you lose your feet, now you laying on the ground in the cold and in the wet. Now your core is cold and frozen and wet. You don't have long to live. Okay? So you keep that core dry and warm. Biggest coat, I don't care if you walking like the kid in Christmas store. You keep that core warm. You keep your feet dry. Have good waterproof boots. Period. If they are not waterproof, you're doing it wrong. Not only waterproof, but they need to be insulated. Insulated and waterproof. Duck boots is good, but duck boots is made out of plastic. They get cold real fast. They are waterproof, but you'll lose your toes in some duck boots. Okay? So when you do come in with them moon boots on, what you should have, this is what I've been. My baby bought this for me a couple years ago, and I keep them in this box because it works so good. If you don't got one of these, family, I don't even know where she got this from. Do you know what that is? This is a shoe warmer and dryer. You can put your gloves on here when they get wet, and I use them for my shoes because I'm a mailman. All day. It worked like gangbusters. You want this on here, and here's the best part. It's low wattage. So it works low watts, so you could work this through your solar and still stay dry and warm. Okay? So, warming your water, believe it or not, this works in the winter too. I said I was going to do this with my water video, and I never got around to it. So, and I couldn't find it, so I had to get another one. I told y'all that I couldn't find it, so I did buy a new one. This is a solar water heater. It's as ancient and caveman as you can get. You don't need to plug this up to nothing, even in the winter time. The UV rays of the sun will heat this black plastic up. Even if it's cold outside, it'll blow your mind. It'll warm. This inside here will not freeze. As long as that sun is up, it will not freeze. If anything, it'll at least, I'm gonna say, when it get around 30 degrees outside, this will at least be lukewarm in the sun. Okay? So, in the summer, this water, if you leave it up, you going camping or something, this will actually burn you. The water will get so hot, it will actually burn you. So you don't need no technology or nothing like that for this. And then you got a little tube down here for a shower hose. It's that freaking simple. Okay? So to warm your water up. Now, one last thing, and then we're going to get into some questions because we at an hour. I told you, what did I do with it? Okay. I told you, I'm going to show you how to make your 250 watt little baby heater, 250 watt heater. I'm going to turn this into a 500 watt heater or even more. This little thing by just adding this. Another low watt item. I'm going to show you in all its glory. This, my family, is a humidifier. I'm going to bring this over here. Well, let me bring you to the barber chair. All right. This is a humidifier. Oh, don't want me to see my board. What this does is put moisture in the air. So the heat has molecules to latch onto, so it literally warms up every little mist of this fluid in your air. And because it's hot. Look at me, I'm sweating. See that? Because this is going and that little heater over there is going. So when you put humidity in the air, it lets that heat cling onto this liquid like this. And it spreads that heat and it lasts longer. So you're kind of warming up the water in the room. In a small room like this, this is what's going on. This is what we have inside of our grow tent. So it's the opposite. Well, okay, here's a quick little piece of tidbit that maybe y'all understand. Let me get away from my board. Y'all don't want to see that. Okay, here's a little tidbit. How many times have you been driving and your air conditioning in your car don't seem like it's so hot outside that it's not really putting out the juice? You know what I'm saying? It's not really putting out the power. But then some kind of freak storm happened, a freak rain start happening, and then there's water everywhere. All of a sudden your air conditioning feels like heaven. That humidity hits that condenser and cools it down. So now the AC is actually really basically floating on top of that mist, and it's making the environment way cooler, way better. It's cooling down the components in your engine, and it's bringing humidity to the air, because if it's not no humidity, it's hard for that air to circulate. The cold air will come out, but as soon as it come out, it's gone. It needs something to catch a ride on. The heat is the same way. Now that's where the dehumidifier come in. If it's too doggone humid and you just soaking wet, that's when you need your dehumidifier. But for the most part, inside your home and inside your car, you want a little humidity. Because if it's too dry, it'll dry out your nasal passages. You'll end up getting sick if it's too dry in the house. You end up busting some vessels in your nose, and you'll have all kinds. You ever have a freak nosebleed? You ain't got high blood pressure or nothing. It's just them capillaries and stuff up there done dried out up in your nose because because it's too dry in the house. Back home, some people had humidifiers hooked to their gas furnace so it could put humidity in the air. With that, I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna use this just to be an example. Guava, you will get dehydrated faster in the winter than you will in the summer. That sounds ridiculous to people, don't it? You will get dehydrated faster in the winter and lose liquid faster in the winter than you will in the summer, sweating. You can't feel no sweat coming off you. It's winter. It's cold. That's not what's happening. So, I want you to do research on that because it's serious. So, in the winter, stay hydrated just like you do in the summer. Stay hydrated, okay? You want your blood to flow a lot easier in the winter. What I tell you about the radiation in your bloodstream, right? You're radiating your blood throughout your body. You want your blood to circulate. The thicker your blood is, it's not circulating. And then when it's cold, you're trying to lock up, stuff is going to start going haywire. Hydrate your body. You'll end up dehydrated and you won't even know it. Okay? Guava. So, any questions? I think about scored them. We could do a test on the little heater so I can show you them work, but you can't feel the heat on them. I felt them earlier. Somebody just just said the one I was talking about. What'd I do with it? Because I was talking about the cuteness. Ah, there you go, my friend. Don't play. Keep something on your head. You lose heat out of the top of your head faster than you even lose it out your feet. I don't care if it's ugly. And all my northerners, can you feel me? Not the northerners on their way to Rikers Island. I'm talking about the northerners that know it's cold. Chicago in the house, can you feel me? Cleveland, can you feel me? Cleveland. Toledo, Detroit, you in the house? No, I'm not a ninja. We all look like ninjas back home. You want to know something else? This another reason a lot of us ain't here no more. Because we was mistaken for Rudy, the stick-up guy, and we were just trying to stay warm. Okay? Everybody looked like we about to pull a Jack move up north. When it's hit about November, December, I don't know how it is no more, everybody is in Jack move stage just like this. You see somebody like this, and they hood on too, you don't look like nothing good about to happen. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this for all my people around the country that don't quite understand us, that live around the Great Lakes, us northerners, even I can say Canadians, because we get a lot of stuff to say we mean, and we always angry, us northerners, we always angry and mean. I just gave you proof why we act that way. It ain't that we mean. Everybody be looking like they about to get you. Okay? Everybody got on one of these. So you don't know if this is Rudy the Jack move, man, or this could be your girlfriend. You don't know. Under here, you don't know. We ain't mean, we just always got our head on swivel. And everything is bad to us until you prove it right. So we ain't angry, we ain't mean, we just, man, don't trust nobody. And in living in a city, it's a lot of us. So we constantly bump into each other, and you don't know if this dude just brushed against you and took your wallet. You don't know, or was it an accident? So we ain't angry on purpose. We angry and we're on guard. It ain't that we mean or we angry. We on. Hey, what you doing over here? You want to look back real quick if some dude brushed it? Who just did it? Because the first thing you do, my northerners, what you do? Feel for your wallet, don't you? Look at your purse, don't you? Somebody bump you, you don't be like, hey, nah. Man. Whoa. See that? Yeah, just bumped into me, man. That's a crime where I'm from. That's a crime. Okay? Because you don't know what just happened. It might just be a quick brush. But your jewels is missing, your watch. Have you ever been to like New York or Cleveland or something and saw some of them dudes doing the magic tricks on the boardwalk and stuff? Have you ever seen that? Okay. That dude is one of the honest ones, kinda. He's one of the honest ones that's making his living, making that money on the street, on the sidewalk, on the corner. He's trying to be legit, kinda, because he knows it's a scam. But it's way more people just like him that know how to do that magic and that bumping and here's your watch. Yeah, but they're not giving it back to show you, ta-da! No. This dude know the same magic tricks that dude know on 12th Street, but your Rolex goes in his pocket. Instead of, is this your watch, huh? Ooh, how did you do that? Yeah. No. Oh, iPhone, you need to upgrade. Oh, how did you do it? Nah. In the city, we ain't angry for nothing. We got to keep our head on swivel for dudes like that. Okay? Or some girl, oh, you so fine. Hey, how you doing? Watch gone, wallet gone, shoes gone. You don't even know. You so infatuated. Your shoes missing, clothes missing. You got a phone number though. You don't know if it's to her. So I ain't trying to make no excuses for being mean and stuff. I'm just giving people a little, and I can't speak for everybody. Hey, Homestead Heart. I'm not gonna speak for everybody. I'm just gonna speak for some of the folks I'll be with. All right. So, any question, y'all? Any questions before we get out of here? The anger, somebody said my anger keeps me warm. That too. Oh, and if you get so cold that you accidentally start peeing on yourself without knowing, and the only reason you know you peed on yourself because you looked down and you saw pee, go in the house. You get into the danger zone. Hey, Ession Family Garden. I tried, Sapper. I tried the best I could to cover as much as I could. I've been working on this for a couple of weeks because everybody said, what about being cold in the winter? What about the winter? There's supposed to be a cold winter. Winter coming. Trust me, if it ain't nothing I know about, it's the snow. I was born and raised in the ice. Let me see. Any certain tree wood not to burn. I'm going to just let you do your research because your area might be different from everybody else's area. Let me see. If it's really cold, you will... Oh, yeah. No, you won't pee ice cubes. You ain't going to know you peeing if you get that cold. What heater to buy? I'm going to put it in the description below when the video is off, okay? Pressure treated wood. Do not burn pressure treated wood. Where can you purchase the solar water shower? I'm going to put all of the links below. Let me see. Someone asked, what was that? Someone asked, how do you get ready for the cold? Go back and watch this video. Why not burn pine? I didn't say don't burn pine. Pine is fine to burn. Pine is fine. Pine is fine. Just don't burn pallet wood. Pine pallet wood. Unless it's untreated, which is rare. Vaseline on face or wind not cover. That's almost a double-edged sword right there. Greasing up your face. Because it make you cold. It will lock in the juices, but it also going to make you cold. Hypothermia, if people don't know what hypothermia, go look it up. Go look up the word hypothermia and look at its effects. Once you see those black fingers and toes and appendages that look like they belong on a corpse, those are on living people. And that happens in just an hour or two sometime. It depends on how cold it is. That will happen. Your fingers and toes will turn black and hard as rocks, and they will have to be amputated if you do not know what it is. Lead, have you tried candle with the clay pot? I've tried something like that, something to that effect. That works. It works. But you know what? To me, my candles need to be that. It works. Okay, it works. But it doesn't give off. How can I put it? Candles with the clay pot don't work better than this. A good old keep your coat on and your cover. Again, for my northerners, because we schooling some of our people around the country and around the world, if you ever see movies about something like in New York or Chicago or Detroit, and you see we in buildings and we at some club, but we don't take our coats off, that's why we're not being fancy. We get our coats, buy them fancy, like double fat gooses and polo, because that's kind of your clothing. Because just because you're inside of a building, it's not too much warmer inside the building, especially depending on what it is, okay? So sometimes you go over people's house, and if you got on a nice coat, nice jacket, you know, nobody's going to look at you crazy because you ain't take your coat off. Because it's fly, your coat is fly. So, you know, it's kind of like part of your outfit. Now, wearing something like this is some jack move material. So, you want to take that off. a little buddy heater. The reason why I have a buddy heater, I don't promote them very much because they run out of gas. And I don't want to depend on nothing that runs out. This never runs out of gas. A little buddy heater is only going to last for so long with one of those little tanks. And then if you got a big giant 5-gallon propane tank carrying and lugging that thing around, even if that works, that's going to run out. Then you got to open your windows and make sure you're getting the right amount of fresh air coming in and out with the buddy heater, or you'll kill everybody in the house. They work. I like them. Do I trust them? No. That's why I have one, but I don't trust them. I'm going to be honest with you. This and this, that's why I keep saying, go back to the old school. This will keep you safer than trying to do all of this nonsense. All of this depends on energy, power, and everything else. This depends on your brains to put it on and use it correctly. A coat, some cover, some gloves, some hats, some boots. Okay? If that's not enough, put on another layer of gloves, hat, cover, coat, boots, gloves. You just got to keep layering it up. Layer it up. You're going to look stupid. But when it's real cold, the only one that's telling you that you look stupid is the one that'll probably die first. I'm not making this up. The one that say you look ridiculous is probably the one that might not make it. How you doing, Sadie Reed? How you doing? So, let me see. What was that? I thought that come with old age. No. We got a blanket heater. I never did get to that, did I? I went out there and got it and everything. All right. So, let's give you a really good show. Really good show. This is a low watt. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, a wood burning stove. This is a low watt. I got several of these. I grabbed the wrong one. My other one is this color. But here's a DC powered electric blanket. Okay? With controls. I'm going to put all of this in the description below. Put all the links below. I'm going to actually show you this work. We're using the Energizer right now because the Bourgeois V is on the mothership about to go on a trip. This is only 300 watts. So we're going to see how much this electric blanket pulls. Okay, cutting it on. Let's cut on the DC. You see the light come on? Like Rudolph. So that's already going to be pulling something. That little light. All right, we got our power on. Now let's cut this on. I'm going to cut it on. Is this? Yeah, I'm going to cut it on low. It's working fast. It's working that fast. I can feel it on my shoulder. So what is it saying? It's only pulling 10 watts. And it's saying that you got 35 hours of use. You can use that for 35 hours on low at 10 watts. And I'm telling you, it's heating up my shoulder to the point I'm already hot. I'm about to get it off my shoulder. I wish it was the way you could feel this. If you get one, you'll understand what I'm talking about, that I'm not kidding around. It's warm already. And it's fleece. It's fleece. So fleece is even, you know, if you got a fleece coat, fleece jacket, fleece gloves, woo! Okay. So now I'm going to cut it on high and let's see what it pulls. What does that say? Am I reading this backwards? Oh, no. Okay. I was reading it backwards. This is pulling 61 watts and can do it for 5 hours. That's what it was. 61 watts for 5 hours on high. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read backwards in the screen. Now let's go back to low so we can see what that was again. So 30 watts. 30 watts for 8 hours. That's fluctuating, but it's burning up. 30 watts for 10 hours. Right, 30 watts for 10 hours at 300 watts. You can't beat that. 30 watts for 10 hours on low. And it's hot. I wish you could feel, I'm clammy. 30 watts for 10 hours. Now let's go back to high and check that out again now that we know what's popping off. All right, we at what is that? What is that? 50, 60 watts for 6 hours. Now here's the sweet part, family. The sweet part, whoo, yeah, I'm gonna stop this test because that's hot. That really works. Works a little too well. Instead of having to worry about something like this, using 250 watts for only 3 hours, you could have this thing on you for 10 hours. And then if you combine this either under you or over top of you, depending on your preference, because some people say under, some people say over, on top of your cover and your coat and your gloves, you don't even need this. You more likely need this. Want to hear something? They cost about the same amount of money too. So which one would you get? You can use this for about 10 hours or 8 hours. You could use this for 3-ish. Here's the sweet part. Everybody get under this blanket. You can save just as many people with this and that. Now, we ain't even talking about hooking up your solar panels and bringing in power from the sun outside and keeping this going for good. See what I'm saying? You could keep that running for good. This will also, if you lay this, now I'm experimenting now. Don't listen to me right now because I'm brainstorming. If you lay this down and lay that in the middle, that heat is going to radiate up like a pot roast, and you're going to probably be getting the same amount of heat as this 250 water. This right here will be heating up the whole room. Lord forbid you hook up that humidifier, forget about it. I'm just brainstorming now. That ain't nothing I did yet, but while I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have to try that. That might work. Okay? Yeah, you cook your grapes like a pot roast, boy. Wake up to a bowl of meatball. You know how it is, swimming in gravy, swimming in gravy. Any questions before we get out of here? We've been on here like forever. Where's my guava? Icky poo puppies. Maybe we should look into getting some of those warming pipe tapes to keep pipes from freezing. They could probably, you know something I found out? Somebody just said boil water. Yes. Boiling water helps. That's why I use the dehumidifier, because, you know, fire in the house is kind of flaky and it ain't going to quite give you a full boil. And anything that can boil water is going to use too much energy. Or if you have to use wood, now you got smoke in the house. So the humidifier will pretty much spread that heat the same way. And you did mention something. I've got on my list, warm beverages. Drink warm fluids. Drink warm fluids. Matter of fact, I can mark that off too. I said it somewhere. It's on here somewhere. Maybe I thought it. It's neither here nor there. I just wanted to throw this at you. Just in case you don't know. What are the best ways to try clothes without heat? Clothesline in. What are the best ways to try clothes without heat? Clothesline in the house, drape blanket first and wet. I don't understand what you. Oh, you probably mean how to dry clothes in a house without heat. Clothesline in the house, yeah, and you gonna have to put them somewhere where they can't get dry. Because if it's ice cold in the house, they are not gonna dry. They are not gonna dry. And you want them as high as possible. If you do have to run a clothesline in the house for that, keep them as high as possible. Your clothes, your socks, everything. You might not have the power for a fan, but if you do, that's great. But you want not a blow dryer. You'll be there all day. That's a waste of power, and that'll never work. Trust me. Any northerners know, don't try no hair dryer, trying to dry out no coat, no shoes. Keep your clothes up as high to the ceiling as possible. Run that line as high as possible because all the heat that you're generating in your house is up there. Heat rises to the top. So if you're trying to dry out your socks or something like that, you want to run that line high. Not here where you can reach it. No, don't put nothing in the oven. Busy bee, don't put nothing in the oven. That's some old school stuff our parents did. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you know about the oven, what we used to do sometime when the furnace break down, you open the oven and cut on all the eyes. And again, that's how a lot of people die. Yeah, my parents did it. And like everybody else, parents up north did, cut the oven on and cut on all the eyes and boil pots of water to circulate that heat until the repairman come on. My daddy go into the basement. My daddy was just like the Christmas Story dad in the basement fighting the furnace. I didn't see a repairman until I moved out of my house. I kid you. Until I moved out on my own, I never seen a repairman in my home. My father was a beast. He did everything. So everybody did it. I'm not going to advise it on my channel because just don't, There's a lot of burnt kids, a lot of burnt babies. A lot of kids end up flipping water, hot boiling water on themselves because they in there trying to heat the house up with the oven and boiling the water. I'm going to say don't do that, okay? I know a friend that dropped some boiling water on him. Don't do that. He deformed for the rest of his life, all because of that. And I don't like using candles that much. I'll do it. I'll do it if I have to, but that ain't something that you just leave and go away from. You don't leave those candles out of your sight because anything you have. If you got pets, they'll knock over a candle. They'll knock over a flame. If you got babies, it's just too much that can go wrong. I'm helping you right here. Covering coats. Your 2 C's, covers and coats. We only grease the face for a fight day. Right. When I was growing up, we used to heat up water to wash up. You came out the mud. Uh-oh. I was about to say, we did the exact same thing. Stacy Green, we might be related coming out the mud. You dig it? Yeah. Bird baths all day. Wood burning stoves are awesome. They are awesome if you have the space for them. Family, do not buy a wood burning stove if you don't have a space set up for a wood burning stove. Because the heat that's radiating from that wood burning stove will catch your walls on fire, even if they're brick. You need to get that, sheetrock. Not sheetrock. It's these cement boards. Cement boards that's rated for that fire. If you do not get them, you taking a huge risk. I explained hand warmers a little earlier. I don't rely on them. They're too expensive. For the price of a hand warmer, for the price of a pack of hand warmers, you can buy almost 4 of these blankets. Fireboard, right. Thank you for that. Blankets. Stop trying to. This is what I'm gonna say for you, for everybody here. Think of it like this. Go old school first. Old school first. And once you got this set up, you got blankets, coats, socks, shoes, shirts. Once you got this all under control, then you start messing with hand warmers and heaters and electric blankets and stuff. Well, this can actually double as both. This can go with the old school, because once this stop working, it's still a blanket. See what I'm saying? Once this stop working, it's a rock. Once this stop working, it's still a blanket. So I will buy this all day over this. I like this a lot, but I will buy this first. If I had the choice, if they was the same price, I would buy this all day before I bought this. Because I have a lot of these that stopped working years ago, and they still up in my attic. They're blankets now. They're not electric blankets. They're just blankets. You don't throw away an electric blanket just because it stopped working. What you do is cut that stupid cord off and go put it away. We did sleeping bags and blankets, and we did too. Sleeping bags, and my dad, you to get them heavy movie. I don't know what that means. I think you mean used to get them heavy something or other. The words, you must be typing, speak typing, because I can't make that out. So I'm gonna tell you why I didn't say sleeping bags. Anybody wondering why I didn't say sleeping bags? When I was a kid, I loved sleeping bags. Sleeping bags are death traps. Sleeping bag is a death trap. If you ain't hiking up in the Andes Mountains or something, okay, in the Himalayas or something, I'm going to say no to a sleeping bag. It's a death trap. It's just too much can go wrong when you need to get away. The house, yeah, I've heard of a lot of news reels where people died. They couldn't get out of their sleeping bag. Kids dying, burning up. They couldn't get out their little strawberry shortcake sleeping bag and they Transformer sleeping bag. I said that because my sister had a strawberry shortcake and I had a Transformer. G.I. Joe, Transformer. We had tons of them. And they're cool and all. But they can be dangerous depending on the situation you set up. For instance, if you're out camping and you're in, I'm making up scenario. If a wild animal attacked you, trying to get out of a sleeping bag is not cool. If you on a date, sleeping bags, you don't plan on being there long. If you are camping out, sleeping bags, dangerous. If you catch on fire for some reason, one of those hot coals from the fire pit jump on you, you're done. You're toast. If somebody is approaching and you need to defend yourself, you can't even defend yourself until you get out of the sleeping bag. They already got an advantage on you. You sitting there looking like a doggone bratwurst, and they approaching you to come and do you harm. You already look like prey. You look like a sausage in that sleeping bag. They already got the advantage over you. You got to figure out how to get out of the sleeping bag and get defensive before anything. Well, look. You lay down a thick cover under you and a thick cover over you. This comes off. You can run. This catches on fire. You yank it off. You got a sleeping bag up to your neck. You wiggling out there looking like you about to turn into a damn butterfly. trying to get out of a inflamed, engulfed sleeping bag, looking like you about to turn into one of them monarch butterflies, cause you in there like in the pooper stage. No, I stopped bothering with sleeping bags years ago. I don't even look at them. I don't even look at them. They just dangerous, and I know that's my way of thinking. You can do it however you want to. I say the only thing a sleeping bag is good for is if you up in them, you hiking up on them mountains. I don't know why they do that in the first place, but if you go up in them mountains where they keep saying they seen Bigfoot and stuff, and those people that never made it down off the mountain, Mr. Blue and stuff like that, Mr. Red, Mr. Blue, still up there since the 60s. If you going up there, I'm not laughing at them, Mr. Blue, Mr. Red. If you going up there with them, that's when those sleeping bags come into play. Thank you, Millicent Morris. Thank you for that. That's when that stuff come into play. Not just normal in-house type survival. Remember one thing. While you're trying to stay warm, you are still responsible for defending yourself. If there's no power and there's no heat, you are an easier target. There are no alarms going to go off. All your security things are breached. So now all you depending on is that deadbolt lock and that little twisty knob thing on the front door and that little whack chain. Okay? So you have to still stay alert. All right? I don't do sleeping bags no more. And the only reason I kind of figured that is because I've had a couple people when I stopped doing sleeping bags. I was an adult. Somebody breaking in your car. Oh, wait a minute. My alarm going off. Wait a minute. Mother, baby. Hear me? Your car gone. You don't know who took it. You don't know which way they went. Nothing. And when the police asked you, asked me, what were you doing? How did you see him? Well, I didn't quite see him. I heard him bust the window and my alarm went off. And while I was trying to get out sleeping bag, excuse me, wait, repeat that. He writing out, repeat that. You were trying to do what? I was trying to get out my sleeping bag. So you were in a sleeping bag. Man, is that relevant? Yes. Everything is relevant. We're trying to write a report now. What kind of sleeping bag was it? You hear this? Sleeping bag. I don't want to tell that story ever again. I'd rather them just keep the car than somewhere in Toledo, Ohio, I have a police report that says I was stuck in my sleeping bag while they was making off with my Chrysler. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere that's on a real file. No sleeping bags. Okay? Unless you're gonna be up in the Himalayas, just the blanket, family. Put one on the bottom of you, because you want to block it from the heat. Lay down one of these, lay a cover on it, get on it, then put a cover on top of it. No sleeping bag. Okay, I'm sorry. You don't want to have to tell that story. Let me see. How you doing, Kentucky? Let me see. People are homeless, live this every day. Exactly. What do? Instead of this, they put down cardboard, don't they? We just got to think normal. Get out of it. We don't got, everything ain't got to be technology. Everything ain't got to be technical and advanced. Most people live in the hardest times with the least amount of anything. You dig? Those people survive through the rain, the cold, everything, the heat, with nothing. We got everything, and we end up dying for hypothermia, all kind of stuff. a mylar cover, mylar blanket. Somebody asked what the silver stuff was. I'm gonna put it in the link below. Hey, they're going. Listen, everybody. Homesteading with Essie is right here in the room. She's my moderator. Please go over to her channel. Homesteading with Essie is right. Essie, oh girl, that name Essie Crumpua. I always try to pronounce it. She's my moderator right here. Please go check her channel out. This is the young lady I was telling you about that makes all of her clothes, all of her blankets, all of her curtains. The truth. In a time like now, you better get it in your head that you may have to start sewing either by hand or you need to go get your little cheap machine. She can show you all of that. She got videos of her actually making clothes, designing all kind of stuff you use around your house, from pot holders to blankets to curtains to clothing to hats, gloves. She is the truth. She is what you're looking for right now in these uneasy times. Her name is Essie Crump. Oh, Essie, that name. Homesteading with Essie. Please, Essie, do me a favor. You a moderator. Put your own name in the. Keep doing it. Do it 10 times. Put your name, put your channel in the box. Put it in the box 10 times, 10 times. And anybody want to help her, try it. Because I need them to see you do exactly what I just got through talking about tonight. Because that's the only way. They got to see it. Hearing about it is one thing, but to actually watch you do it in a video, it'll blow your mind. And it'll let you see that you could do it too. She's showing you how to make your own clothing, curtains, and towels and rags and everything else you use around it. And she uses some of the most beautiful colors. Just go check her channel out. I promise you. Essie, please put your channel in here. They really need to see it. Put it in there 10 times. Y'all go over there and see her. Essie on Family Garden. Thank you. Hey, New Orleans Gardener. I can't see you. I just seen Sapper say what's up to you. Thank you so much, Water for My Mind. Yes, please go over to her channel. Okay? Everybody, please go and check out all my moderators. Everybody got great channels. The New Orleans Gardener, Essie on Family Garden, Homesteading with Essie Crumpua. Please go check all Game Nerd Mom. Everybody, please. This is all learning. Everybody is here to learn, and these are the people. Don't think I don't learn from some of these people too. Okay, Homestead Heart showed me how to can. This is how we do this here. All right. So I'm gonna get off here because I don't want this video already way long. All right. So everybody have a good one. Please, I hope you come back and check this video out because I didn't want to go cutting up too bad tonight. I just wanted to be pure information because it's going to get cold, whether you like it or not. I pray that it don't. But if it's as cold as it was hot this summer, it never stopped raining where I'm at. And in places like California, they didn't get no rain. The weather is upside down, so you know what's coming, all right? You don't have nothing to lose by preparing to stay warm. You have everything to lose if you're not prepared and it actually gets that cold. If it don't, you good. You just got extra stuff. If it do and you ain't ready, you screwed. I'll put in the link, in the description below. I said prep and pray. Or don't prep and become pray. I mean that. That is going on my new shirt. It ain't just prep and pray because people don't quite get it. That's like cliche. Thank you, Victoria and John. Thank you for that. It's not just prep and pray. It's prep and pray or become pray. Don't prep and become pray. Because if you don't get yourself together, anybody and everybody gonna take advantage of you, full advantage of you. You a sitting duck. Either your fellow man is going to take advantage of you, or Mother Nature going to take advantage of you. Either way, you're prey. You're to be devoured if you don't get yourself together. Okay? So, I'm going to get out of here. But before I go, who want to win that? All right. First one to tell me my favorite drink right now. The first one to pop up in my face. My favorite drink. My favorite drink, win the heater. My favorite drink, my favorite drink, my favorite drink, win the heater. Gina S. Gina S, please contact me at LEADFARMER73@yahoo.com. LEADFARMER73@yahoo.com. Okay? Gina S. I'm looking at your name right now. I'm going to take a screenshot of it. You are the first one. Anybody, your screen might not say it. Mine does, and I can prove it to you, okay, with a screenshot. If you don't believe me, I ain't got no reason to cheat. So, Gina S., please contact me at LEADFARMER73@yahoo.com, and I'm going to send you 2 of these Mylar blankets and this heater. I might even autograph it or something. All right? So there you go. Please email me tonight, ASAP, before I get sleepy. So everybody have a wonderful night. Now, I think my girl was going live the Weekend Garden Show. Everybody, please join me over at the Weekend Garden Shows channel. We're going over to the Weekend Garden Shows channel, and she is having a 500. I'm sorry, Weekend Garden Show. I didn't know it to the last minute. She's having a 500 subscriber celebration, and I don't know if she's still live, but I want to go over there even if we leave a comment on her channel, because she's at 500 subscribers. Let's go over there and show our sister some love. Her name is The Weekend Garden Show. The Weekend Garden Show. All right? Let's go over there and show her some love, because I'm about to comment on her channel right now. And congratulations, little sister, for getting that 500, because next thing you know, you're going to be at 5,000, then 500,000. All right? Congratulations, everybody. Please go check out Essie, the homesteader, and let's go over to, I see you, Gina S. Here I come. The Weekend Garden Show. Y'all meet me at the Weekend Garden Show channel, and let's congratulate her on that 500 subscribers. All right? LEADFARMER73, I love y'all. Have a wonderful night. Please be safe. Prep and pray, or don't prep and become prey. I love you, and I'm out.